What is up, guys? Bobgar here. It's time for another match in the 10-ticket gauntlet, except this one is going to be a replay because I made a small mistake when recording this. I hit the record button, moused over to the game, and when I was taking the mouse off the record button, I tapped it a second time, so I have about a 7-second clip. I might put it at the beginning here of the start of that recording. I don't remember if it actually has any audio, and then I have a few seconds at the very end, too, when I pressed the button, and I didn't realize that it wasn't recording. I thought I was going to stop it, and then I accidentally started it. So yeah, lost this one, but we're gonna view it in replay. It is me on Land Destruction Reanimator, and Melissa is on See the Unwritten. And so I get to choose to play first. I'm on the play. I'll take it. And here I just play down a mountain and faithful looting, discarding my two big threats. So I get rid of Shieldred and obviously Ashen Rider, so that I can reanimate those, hopefully turn 3 with Footsteps if I find an untapped land. Melissa starts out with a Jiraga Tree Speaker and passes turn. I get a Battlefield Forge, no reason to play that yet. Might as well play that turn 3 so I can Footsteps turn 3. Instead, I play Temple of Silence so I get a free Scry. I see a Duress, which I happily bottom. No need to have one here, I already have one in hand, and it's not particularly good against See the Unwritten anyway. Pass turn, Melissa pumps up Tree Speaker and then taps Tree Speaker to put in a land pump in Fertile Ground. That makes that land pump tap for 2 mana. My turn, as predicted, Battlefield Forge, tap 3 mana, Footsteps of Legorio on Ashen Rider. And so I get to destroy the land, which also then destroys the enchantment on the land. And I also, at the end of the turn, get to destroy Jiraga Tree Speaker. And it does more than destroy them, it exiles them. So both Jiraga Tree Speaker and that land are in exile. Gone forever. So she went from having 5 mana back down to having 1 mana. Pretty harsh. Puts me in a really good position in the game. But she does have another ramp creature here, so she goes back up to 2 mana. I draw an Unburial Rites. Not exactly what I needed. I just flashback Faithful Looting here, discard an Unburial Rites, and probably Woodfall Primus, I believe. Yep, Woodfall Primus and Burial Rites to the graveyard, and play down my swamp. And I have a swamp, I might as well Duress, so play Duress here. Take a look at her hand. She's got 2 Leatherback Balos, a Woodfall Primus, a Harmonize, and a Overgrowth. I figure I could probably stop the Overgrowth anyway, but it's the closest thing to being good here, so I get rid of that. Pass turn, and then she does top deck a land, so she gets to put in a Leatherback Baloth, which is unfortunate for me, but not the end of the world. We're still in a really good position in the game. Passes turn, I draw Woodfall Primus. That's not useful, but I can just flash back this Unburial Rites and target the Shieldred I have in there, and that's just perfect for me. I get to force her to kill something. Either she's going to kill the Leatherback, which I don't want her to have, or she's going to kill the Arbor Elf, and she chooses to kill the Arbor Elf. And in addition to that, I get to get back another one of my creatures on my turn, and I have a pretty good reason to believe that she's not going to be able to stop me from doing that. So not only do I get to kill one of her creatures for free, I'm also going to get back probably Woodfall Primus here and just destroy a land and have a 6/6 out. Yep, I grab that back. Kill a land, doesn't matter which one, they're identical. She can't use them for anything. Draw another land here. I play it down, but it's not super important. Play Cathartic Reunion to get rid of both of my Woodfall Primus and my Unburial Rites here. Draw some more cards. And then I tap 4 mana and flashback my Unburial Rites. Seems to be having some issues doing this. Well, it didn't happen. What I actually did didn't happen there. I flashback Unburial Rites on Ashen Rider to exile Leatherback Baloth, so that I can attack in here. And then I attacked in. I don't know why it didn't show that. And I think it's going to break here because I go to her step. She has to sack the Leatherback Baloth. But she didn't actually have to do that because I exiled it in the actual game. I think it's just gonna basically crash here, but that's alright. So I win this game. I think it's pretty obvious that I win from here. I have pretty much a hard lock in place. So that was the first game. Pretty exciting. Land Destruction Reanimator really got to do its thing, and it was a lot of fun. Alright, I'll see you in the next game. And here we are for game 2. Melissa is on the play this time. I think I mulligan that one. Just no search means I can't really keep it. This one has a lot of search, so I do. I believe I bottom the duress there. Maybe I don't, because I do get one on top. Turn 1 duress isn't terrible. At least it's a turn 1 play. And I take the land ramp, I believe, just because I feel like as long as my hand's decent at all, I'm going to be able to keep her under 6 mana. And so I just want to take that fertile ground out of her hand to slow her down by a bunch, especially when she has the Arbor Elf combo, and I'm going to be a little slow to deal with it. Turn 3, she just Leatherback Baloths, as the deck is wont to do, and I do get a Footsteps of the Goryo. That makes me a little excited, gives me hope that I can have a turn 3 combo here. I use Cathartic Reunion. I discard both lands, and I draw 3. I draw a tapped land, so that's going to keep me from going off turn next turn. But I also draw 2 good potential targets. Really, Woodfall Primus is the only one that's good with Footsteps, but I have a Tormenting Voice to use next turn to discard it. And she plays down a Pelucanos and gets in for 4 damage. I draw again, just get another good target. I Tormenting Voice, and I decided to discard Ashen Rider because I feel like the only way I'm likely to win is, given that I'm at 14 already and she's going to swing in for at least 9, maybe 10 damage next turn, is if I use Footsteps of the Goryo on Ashen Rider to exile both Pelucanos and Leatherback Baloth. So that's my current plan. And she does attack. I believe she attacks for all 10 here, taking me to 4. And like I said, I just go right into, well, I play the land first so I can leave up all 3 colors, although it's not super important given my hand. I go right into Footsteps of the Goryo on Ashen Rider, and I destroy Leatherback Baloth and Pelucanos. And pass turn. Let's place down Tormod's Crypt. This puts me in a really hard position because now I feel like I have to Ashen Rider again here, but she's obviously just going to break Tormod's Crypt in response, but that's fine. At least I get the Tormod's Crypt off the table so that in the future I can dump creatures and hopefully go off. But she does correctly break Tormod's Crypt. I lose my graveyard, play down a land, and pass. Unfortunately, I'm on a 3-turn clock just from this Arbor Elf, and then she finds a Voyaging Satyr for additional beats. It puts me dead in a single turn. I'm at 2 life, and I have to draw something big. I draw my second Shieldred. I only run 2 of them, and that is not going to do it for me. So Melissa swings in with her 2 dorky elves and beats me down. Beats me down with, well, I guess they're not both elves. One's the Voyaging Satyr. Beats me down with a 1/2 Satyr and a 1/1 Arbor Elf, and it's curtains for me. So that's how that one worked out. And we're on to game 3. I get to go first this time. Puts me in a much better position. And I do like this hand. I keep it. I mean, all I really need to do is draw another land, and I'm golden. I have the Tormenting Voice. I guess I need a black mana, but it's not the end of the world. It sucks that the Battlefield Forges are going to be a little painful, but again, I feel like this is reasonable hand. Like, you don't mulligan this one. Melissa has turn 1 Arbor Elf. I do get more land, but it is not the land I need, but it gives me non-pain mana, which is nice, so I put it down and play the Tormenting Voice on Woodfall Primus. Get a Pyroclasm, not the best here. I have 3 Ashen Riders, again, not the best draw, but the Pyroclasm could be good on the Arbor Elf, especially if the Arbor Elf was going to play down, you know, they were going to play down another Mana Dork or 2, but they don't. They go straight to putting down a Leatherback Baloth, which is actually a pretty good clock against me, especially given how slow my hand is starting to look. I draw Terastodon. That's definitely not what I wanted, and I just get rid of the Arbor Elf because I can't afford her putting down any more threats, so I want to slow her down as much as possible. Kind of sucks, but I think it's what I needed to do. She gets in with Leatherback Baloth, and I probably did slow her down. She doesn't get to do anything there. And I then get to Tormenting Voice away a Ashen Rider. So I have both options in the graveyard. I get a bunch more Reanimate, but again, no black mana. So deck is showing its jankiness a little bit in its mana base. Running a 3-color budget deck is always a little bit hard. And she did have a Polukranos, so I slid down the Polukranos by a turn, but probably not by enough. Melissa gets in for 4. I go to 12. I do get a Faithful Suiting here, and I Faithful Suiting, trying to hit another land. I do, but it's a tapped land, which is not super good. Discard Ashen Rider, Terastodon, play down the tap land. I can't remember if I bother Faithful Suiting or not here. It would make some sense too. But I guess I just don't want to even lose the life from that, so I just pass. Melissa plays down a See the Unwritten. So next turn I was thinking, oh, I can Footsteps of the Goyo, Ashen Rider, get rid of the 2 threats she has, and then I'll be in pretty good shape. But nope, unfortunately, she just sees the Unwritten and puts out a 14/14 trample. And that's just going to be impossible for me to beat. So I put in my Scryland. It's a Woodfall Primus, doesn't do me any good anyway. I think I play it out. Play down Footsteps of the Goyo. Exile her 2 biggest creatures. But obviously, even with those exiled, I still am in a position where I'm going to take a ton of damage. 9 damage, and I only have 3 life, so just a good draw from See the Unwritten, and a slightly awkward one from Land Destruction Reanimator, mostly because it's running 3 colors, and that spells doom for us. That's the end of the game. So good game, Melissa. Sorry I had to record this one in post. I know that's not nearly as much fun, but it was a pretty cool game. I actually thought this one was really neat. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Hey guys, Bobgar here. I just really wanted to quickly say, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you enjoy my content in general and would like to see more of it, subscribe. I'll be coming out with more content in the future. And please leave me comments and let me know what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, both in terms of production and in terms of my play and my deck building and all that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time.